One of my favorite things about being a mechanic is when I get the opportunity to save a customer a lot of money, like in the case of this 2017 F250 here. Now, this truck came in with what the customer described as transmission issues, which is right up my alley, with this one being a 6R140. We checked the truck over and we quickly realized that this was not a transmission. The truck was actually stuck in 4 low, even though it read 2-wheel drive on the instrument cluster. So, first step is to ensure that the electric motor that engages the transfer case is working properly, which it was, as you can see by it spinning here. Now, I did notice when I took the motor off, it seemed like the selector shaft was binding up, so I was pretty confident something internal had broke. So out with the transfer case we went. This is a Borg-Warner BW4464, and it is in most of the F250s from 2017 up. It is also in several other makes like Dodge, for instance. They use this transmission a good bit. Before 2017, Ford used a new process transfer case, which is a good bit different from the Borg-Warner. I've overhauled both, and personally, I think the Borg-Warner is a little bit easier to work on. So this truck only had about 80,000 miles on it, so I really didn't expect to see any issues with the chains or with the bearings. The fluid looked really clean too, so I assumed it was in decent shape. As we got down into this thing, I was pleased to see that it was very clean and showed no signs of being run low on fluid. The issue ended up being the shift collar down in the bottom. One of the ears had broke off, causing it to slide into the 4 low position, even though the selector shaft hadn't moved. This isn't the first time I've seen this particular issue, and I'm sure it won't be the last. It's fairly common on this style transfer case. Lucky for this customer, this was only about a $50 part, so we were able to save him a lot of money when compared to replacing this transfer case or the original transmission overhaul he was thinking that the truck already needed. I really think that a lot of shops would have just sold this guy a $3,000 transfer case instead of taking the time to find and fix this one broken part. We didn't find anything else damaged along the way, so after a good cleaning, we reassembled with a new shift collar. There were a few bits of the damaged collar down in the case we had to fetch out, but this is why I like to always completely go through something like a transfer case or transmission so that we can ensure there isn't any issues that we missed. You'd be surprised how many people will stop tearing down a unit as soon as they see a problem. Anyways, after replacing the shift collar, this transfer case worked flawlessly. It was not stuck in 4 low anymore, and it would shift into 4 high and 4 low by use of the selector inside the truck. So how many of you out there have had an issue with a transfer case, and if you did, how did you or the shop repair it? I'm very curious.